So guys, this is a bit more of a ramble slash talking video. There's no clips of us skating in there. There's clips of other people skating. We just thought we'd try something a bit new. It's been bad weather recently, so we have not really had a chance to go out and film anything. Yeah, if you like what you see, give us a like and comment. Hope you enjoy. What's up guys, it's Ollie and Josh.
Yeah, right, guys.
We've been wanting to make this video for a while. As many of you probably know, skateboarding is going to be in the next Olympics. So in 2020 in Japan, skateboarding has finally been recognised as an official sport. You know, when a sport gets into the Olympics, it's sort of recognised as a proper sport. And next year is the first time. So yeah, we just wanted to talk about that and talk about like the pros and the cons of skating being introduced into the Olympics, what it might do, the format of it all, because it's slightly weird. It's not like every country's got their own people that are going to go and compete. You have to get your scores up in events prior to the Olympics that will allow you to qualify for the Olympics. It's a bit strange compared to other sports. It's not like every country is going to have their own team, although they also do. Yeah, it's weird. Because you can have like the US team. I think they have their own team, but there's people that are not on that team that could also get into the Olympics by winning events.
Well, yeah,
but they're not sponsored by the American Olympic team, so they're not going to get the pay and all of that stuff. So
like SLS, the Jude Tour. I think there's a few select sort of events going on around the world which are used as like Olympic qualifying events.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just going to talk about that and talk about what we think about it.
One of the biggest pros with it being the Olympics is that'll open up the sport to people that wouldn't even consider it before. So there'll be, as you do, you're watching the Olympics, you see an event, skateboard, not seen that before, they'll click on it and they're like, this is awesome, and it might inspire them to get into it, not necessarily even to get to a point where they're going to be competing, just to get into the sport alone is awesome. Have more people skateboarding, more people at skate parks, more skate parks being open because more people are into it. It will just open up the sport to a lot of new people, and as well as that, younger people that are like maybe 6-7 years old, maybe a little bit older, a bit younger, will see that and be inspired to take up themselves, and they're the sort of people that could eventually become Olympic level.
It's not just that either, because like skateboarding is a lot more accessible than a lot of the Olympic sports. You know, like obviously there's a lot of accessible sports in the Olympics as well, but say with skateboarding you buy a setup and you can do it anywhere.
You don't need a skate park. The whole world is a skate park, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you can practice and you can learn how to do things, and then if you do fancy it and you get better or whatever, it's good in that way. Things like skiing and snowboarding, like it's great if you live on a mountain or live near a mountain with like snow slopes and stuff, but for like us, we have to go to another country or drive up 12 hours up to Scotland to go skiing or snowboarding.
Even things like gymnastics, trampoline, and any field events, long jump, triple jump, all that, you need the available resources for available tracks, courts, pitches. Skateboarding, all you need is a skateboard. Yeah, so
it's a lot more accessible compared to a lot of the traditional sports. I mean, obviously there's a lot of traditional sports that are very accessible as well, like football, like normal football. You just need a ball and you need a couple of people to play kickabout or whatever. Obviously if you wanted to play as a proper team, you need 22 people to play, and then it starts getting less accessible, but to learn the basics of it, it's the same thing. It's also a good spectator sport, so anyone that's like semi-interested in it, they'll see that there are competitions. Like there's a lot of people that watch football or American football, or they watch rugby, but they don't play. They did when they were younger, but they don't anymore. There's a similar thing for this as well. It'll open it up for those sorts of people that have sort of maybe they were interested when they were younger, or sort of heard of Tony Hawk and played all of the games on PlayStation or Xbox, sort of had an interest but never had a skateboard to practice or learn, or maybe they weren't able to, but they can still be involved in the sport by watching it and supporting it and doing all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, massively. Like we just went to SLS in London. It was awesome, by the way. But one thing I noticed there is it's quite a small stadium and it wasn't even fully sold out. So that shows to me that most people there look like skateboarders and were skateboarders, and the only people watching skateboarding are skateboarders. It's not really a spectator sport for people that don't do it. I think, like you said, it would open up to people that don't necessarily skateboard but like watching it and want to spectate it, and that alone will grow the sport.
Well, you say that, I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, I saw like a lot of people that were, say, like taking their son or daughter there, and the son and daughter was really young, but they were enjoying the skateboarding for what it is. Whereas you had like a granny taking them along. You know, obviously the granny's not interested in skateboarding, but she was still cheering along and stuff. You know, there was like she was still enjoying the day. So I think it could be a good spectator sport for people that you just wouldn't expect it to be for.
Yeah, 100% it could be.
Because there were, you know, it was only a small like group of them, but there were a lot like dotted around.
Another big positive is obviously skateboarding, not so much in England, more in America and other places like that, has this big negative stereotype towards it. So they think it's young kids causing trouble, they don't see it as a proper sport, they don't appreciate the effort that's gone into learning them tricks. And I think it being the Olympics will make people who are older and view skateboarding that way, will see people in the Olympics, see how much skill it takes, see how amazing they are at top level, and maybe have more respect towards it. And when they see someone skateboarding around the streets, they're not going to think, oh, they're just causing trouble. They're going to think, damn, that's awesome. That's took a lot of practice to get that good. And it will get rid of that negative stereotype. Obviously, it will always exist a little bit, maybe, I don't know, but it will definitely help towards it in the right direction of making it actual sport and not just troublemakers.
Yeah, I think with that point, it'll be very similar to the whole snowboarding and skiing back in, I don't know, 70s or 80s. I've seen a clip before, and I'll put it up in a minute.
Because they're missiles. They cause nothing but problems, those things do.
This is what all the fuss is about. It's like snow surfing, an idea that originated in, where else? California.
And they're dangerous because if one of these skateboards or ski boards, whatever they're called, hit a person, they'd break their leg because they're just like a missile. And most of them have no brakes on them. So nobody is allowing them on any of the mountains around.
I think the major problem with the snowboards is that they run into people. You know, they can't see behind them, and when you get skiers and snowboarders together on a run, you're looking for trouble.
You see any compromise in the future at all?
No. Skiing is becoming more and more popular, and if these boards become more and more popular, it's going to be more hassles, more confrontation. So we just like to say that we don't want them at all.
Whereas now look at it, like everybody knows what snowboarding is. It's an accepted sport, it's a respected sport, and it's in the Olympics, and it's been since the Olympics where you've seen people do all these amazing stunts and tricks and stuff. And I think when skiers probably first went onto a snowboard and they found out how difficult it actually was, they probably got a bit more respect for it. And I think again the Olympics probably helped out a massive amount for that, because you know they were able to see people doing all this stuff, and yeah, it's just good.
Absolutely. It's like them Nike ads. I don't know if you've seen them back in the day. I think it was Nike did it. It was what happens if other sports. Hopefully we'll get these up as well. What happens if other sports were looked at the same way skateboarding?
Excuse me! Oh, nuts! Hold your horses there, McEnroe. You see the sign? Do you see the sign?
What sign?
I've seen you guys playing tennis here before.
Look, we're not from around here.
I'm just trying to do my job. Understand that? I'm trying to help you out.
Run, Ashley, run!
Hey! Hey! Off the fence. Couple of monkeys up there. Game over. The night's done. Jackasses.
All I want to do, all we want to do is just run, man. Just run.
Some people swim. Some people ride bikes. We choose to run. That's just who we are.
You crazy people!
I don't get it. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
Most people, you know, they just don't get it. They don't understand it. And if they did, they'd respect it a little bit more.
We're regular guys. As soon as we do this, we're criminals.
You have to do that here?
Yeah, there should be laws to protect us from these people.
Oh, I used to run, you know. When I was 8, she almost hit that lady.
Well, we get a lot of stares, we get a lot of smirks. People are unpleasant and rude.
Get on the road, man!
And we hear what they're saying. You know, we're not deaf.
Yeah, there's runners everywhere. Good runners, too. And they all go through the same thing. Runners aren't criminals. Running's not a crime.
Man, I want to run. I just want to run.
When you actually think about it, no other sports look that way. Like, you see people playing tennis, playing football in the street, you see people running. You don't think, oh, they told me, because you think they're just doing their thing.
It's never linked to the police.
But yeah, never linked with the police. And skateboarders, you're like, you always see videos of them getting in trouble with security, police, everything, just for skating around.
Say that, I've recently seen adverts, TV adverts, I think it was for, I'm pretty sure it was a food advert.
When you like put a fork into it and the juices just flow, that's how you know a good sausage.
My mum makes it so nice. She seasons it with jerk seasoning as well.
I put some mustard on it, put a little bit of ketchup all over it, and I just munched that.
What's better than buying your favorite food and also supporting your favorite thing, skateboarding?
Our sausages are made with 100% British meat, and when our members buy them, a share goes towards local causes, like the Hereford Skate Park. Co-op, it's what we do.
So I think it's become, maybe in the UK, but it's becoming more of a accepted thing, and you're seeing it slowly start into more of the normal world.
It's like Sky Brown. I think she's 10 or 11. She might be 11 now. She's an English skateboarder. She's skateboarding for us in the Olympics next year for England, or Great Britain.
If she qualifies.
if she qualifies, that is, yeah. But she's recently just started doing advertising with Polly Pocket. I don't know if you've seen that. But that's like obviously a massive toy manufacturer all over the world. For girls, yeah. And she's managed to get on that, and I think that's a big a big reason that is due to the fact that she's getting famous due to the fact she's going to be in the Olympics next year. And so even now, companies like Polly Pocket are seeing how successful she is and getting her on the advertising deals. And just from that alone, that'll start inspiring kids who are watching that. The young girls who are watching that are going to get inspired by it.
Is the Polly Pocket advert, has it got skating in it?
Yeah, it's got her skating in it.
Too big, no adventure too small. Let's go Polly Pocket, we can do it all. Tiny is mighty. We are the girls that do. We've got the power to. Tiny is light. Even if we're feeling small together, we can do it all. 'Cause being tiny is the brand new mighty. Polly Pocket.
The fact that there's so many like young kids competing in the Olympics or in these events, like SLS, there was that 11-year-old Brazilian girl, she came third place.
Unreal.
Like, 11 years old. You'd never see an 11-year-old girl in football competing with all the 20-plus-year-olds or teens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just wouldn't happen. And yet this girl, she's like a young athlete, and she is an athlete, and she's third in the world, in SLS in that competition, which had a lot of people competing inside, and it's just nuts. And obviously, when you're that good, that young, say Nigel Houston, for example, you're going to be on top of the game for a long, long time.
Yeah, she will be top woman skateboarding for the next 10, 15 years.
But then, you know, with the Olympics opening it up, you might see people that are coming to the scene that are bringing out even more new stuff that nobody's ever seen before. It's going to happen. There's going to be people that do stuff that you just think, wow, what the hell just happened there? Which is crazy, because that's what it must have been like 30, 40 years ago. Where people were doing stuff and were like, what
the first ollies were being
invented. Yeah, like the first ollies and the first kickflips. So imagine that, and I think that's another positive.
100%. More people in the sport, more creativity, more stuff. Like, you'd think skateboarding's at a point where there's not many tricks left to invent, not many stuff left to do, but I don't know.
Well,
more people, more creativity is going to happen. It's just going to keep growing, and it's going to get crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the skater Andy Anderson. Like I'm still quite new in skating. I've never really, I'm not growing up with it, and I've not really experienced other skaters or anything. So my experience or my exposure to skating has been more recent with like Nigel Houston and.
just Nigel Houston.
That's basically it. But obviously there's more people that I've seen, but I'm not very good at following sports or anything like that. But I was watching that Andy Anderson recently, and like all the freestyle elements to it. Obviously it used to be big back in the day, but for me seeing it now, it's just like,
crazy.
Yeah, it's just all new, and it's like, what the hell is he doing? It's like insane.
The way he mixes the freestyle elements in with street skating and park skating to create a really unique blend.
Yeah, and he is really unique in what he's doing, and it works really well. So I think with the introduction of it in hopefully the increase of people skating,
more people like him that are creating their own unique style and doing their own thing.
Yeah, and we're bound to see things that people have never seen before that as well. Right, guys. Okay, the footage is going to get disrupted instantly because my cat has just walked right in front of hello, Diddy. You alright? Okay, yeah. So ignore the cat. Alright, so yeah, obviously we kind of stopped that halfway through the filming. Josh had to go home, and we just said that we were going to do the rest at a later date. However, when I was going through the editing, well, like you can see so far, it's come up to about 15 minutes, just from us talking about the Olympics. So I said that we'd cut it there. I'd do like a quick outro, and then we'll do a follow-up video if there's interest there. I mean, if you guys like it, even if there's like a couple of you like it, we'll do a follow-up video where we can talk about the Olympics some more, because there's loads more positives to go, and I'm sure there's a lot of negatives possibly that will go with it as well. So yeah, we'll talk about them both. But yeah, I mean, if you've enjoyed the video, actually, hello. Yeah, so if you've enjoyed the video, then leave a like. We appreciate it. We actually really. I never used to leave likes on YouTube before, but now I do, because it does actually mean a lot to the people that are making the videos. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe, and leave us a comment below with what you thought, any improvements. I know it was a bit rambly. Any improvements or what you want to see next or anything like that, just leave us a comment. Alright, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, we'll see you soon.